3, maybe even 4 spots for South America as we start to get into this lower brackets final. These teams will be wanting to put their names out there going into the next season of RLCS and maybe get picked up by a bigger and better team.
Well, certainly so, but what you have to do doesn't matter what the scenario is, what your point tally is, Crafters. You've got to face whoever you are and beat them. Simple equation. The only problem is how easy is that actually into action?
Exactly, beat who's in front of you, and that's exactly what W7M have done to get to this stage. They lost to Crew earlier on in this bracket. They lost in the upper semi-finals 4-2. And Crew's not a team that they have beaten as of yet. They lost them in a sweep in the Spring Open and 4-1 back in the Winter Cup. But those stats, of course, go the same way when you're talking about W7M and Team Secret as well. They had lost twice to them in the Winter Cup, I believe. Streaks are made to be broken and rules are meant to be broken, and this one's going to be going in the net, and it's an opener for W7M and Royales.
Certainly so. Streaks, records, doesn't matter, especially when it's compared to on the pitch in the moment. There's a famous one there we've seen in the European region just moments ago. Similar shot like that started off the grand final. We're not there just yet, of course, here in the lower final, but Joe, some of those teams you did mention, Craftman, the only problem is they all know how to beat each other. It's just they cannot seem to get consistent over the entirety of the regional.
And we are going to get a pause through here, and we'll just have a look to see about what is going on there and see if that goal actually stands as well. But yeah, the teams in the region, I know, like Sam has always been a region kind of on the up ever since they came into RLCS way back in season 6. It feels like an absolute lifetime ago. Obviously they didn't do too well at the World Championship, but now you're starting to see players, especially in the last couple of years. Obviously you had Complexity, well, True Neutral at the time, now Complexity, and Furia of course go over to NA, and they're starting to thrive in that sphere of RLCS as well. But Sam has always been this up and coming region for the last 3-4 years, whatever it may be. I think Sam is obviously at the forefront, and obviously Jorby on the mainstream is a big supporter of the South American region, and a lot of these players still try to make their names in the global RLCS sphere.
Well, this is sort of the sad bit of that. To be global, you have to be at the World Championship, or at least in the majors, or people to really sort of sit up and take notice here. Again, why we see these regional streams, how important they can also be too. Let's not forget as well, Sam, at least a few years ago, back when it was the league play format, whether you like it or dislike it, we'll leave that conversation maybe for another time. There was only 1 or 2 teams actually of notice that were stood up, and so that's where you are. Now we're looking at a region where you could have probably about 10 teams of real good quality, 2, of course, maybe at the World Championship level, but they're all picking games. It just shows you the depth and why we look at that sort of conversation, sort of going, why are we so confused as analysts? Because it's that open.
And of course, the new names coming through as well as we get this one underway once again. We've got the tech issues fixed, the goal still stands. And we are back underway here in game number 1. But yeah, the new names coming through, obviously you've had players in Sad Knight and KB1 on Secret. They've been around for maybe a year or so now. Astromic and Ben's on NIP. But now you're starting to see the names of the guys on Crew and on W7M and even Mota on NIP. There is a lot of talent in this region, and it's this obviously open format, and now the depth of talent we have in every single region on RLCS as Royales puts his second in of the game, and a second for W7M. The up-and-coming talent of Royales as well, starting to make his name known.
Certainly so. We've seen him plenty of times hovering around sort of the day 3 streams here on the Rocket, and it's one of those players you just look at and you sort of going, Joe, what? Is he that sort of player to take it up to the next level here? Possibly. But again, it's doing it
Ooh.
consistently. That's the fabulous here by Brad. But let's not sort of kid ourselves here, Crafters. Crew here had to prove themselves in winter. They were also in fall. They had to beat twice in a tiebreaker to get themselves even an opportunity to go to a major. They've done it once before. This is the first time in a long time. They look far more convincing.
So they've got to get through W7M, keep their hopes of a final here alive in the Spring Cup, and to try stay on top of the South American region. Will be under threat if they were to lose here. Might still stay up, but as number one, but certainly the doors will be wide open come the Spring Invitational. A lot of pressure from W7M. I don't think I've seen a single shot out of Crew. It has been all one-way traffic here in the opening stages of this series, Daddy.
Yes, it's been near enough locked quite firmly in Crew's half here. That sort of tech pause that doesn't really disrupted whatever Crew did have going, but it certainly feels like a lifetime ago before we got something here, and that's a fabulous block. You just seen the backboard temporarily exposed, but yet again, to see what can Crew maybe throw in on the table. Just not the final piece to connect there.
Very well read by the defense. These bumps and demos are really throwing Crew off rhythm. They do have some semblance of offense right now as Drops was in the corner. He ran out of boost, so he has to retreat back to his own backboard and wins the challenge in the air. Now over to Drafinio. No boost in the corner for himself either, and the boost management is starting to play its issues on Crew's side of things as they have this 2-goal deficit to overcome. W7M are holding their ground. They've got their 2-goal advantage and they're not overextending. You see a lot of teams maybe they'll get those two up and start to think, oh, we've got these guys in the bag. But no, they're playing very mature Rocket League right now, or W7M. They know the situation at play.
So it's nice to see that bit of
lovely
reassurance. But it is Brad's ability to go up and around here, and that's why 2-0 is not the time to rest on your laurels.
Oh. Lovely flip reset there from Brad. Pulls Crew a little bit closer. Into the final minute we go, and perhaps W7M resting on their laurels. I said they were playing very maturely. That flip reset from Brad might ruffle a few feathers on the orange side of the field. Here comes Drops, big win there. Drafinio couldn't quite follow that one up. He ran out of boost towards the end as well. Brad will challenge. And now finally Crew have a consistent offense. They weren't getting that for the majority of this game, but lovely there from Snipes, trying to set up his teammate with that flip reset, but Crew's defense wise to it. Now back into the middle, a shot on target, and it goes in. Wisty extends the lead to 2 again.
Oh, this is fabulous. I'm just trying to work out, was exactly the bump coming through or just the threat off it?
Oh.
It was brilliant, brilliant bumps coming right through. And we talked about, is this the sort of the next generation really coming through? Craftman, the answer is just yes.
Oh, it is. And that's it seems to be a bump and demo heavy meta down here in South America. And I think that is starting to filtrate through to the rest of the competition as well around the world, as Crew almost give themselves a chance here at the end of game 1, but the timer will tick down. Can't score 2-0, and W7M will have the victory first.
Nice victory from them, and you know what? Now is sort of the question that's sort of rattling in my head is here. We haven't seen Crew really falter in a bit of time. We've seen them unstable. They're down in the lower bracket. They got beaten quite badly. Let's be fair about it. Yes, they did have a long OT in that potential here. If this scenario here, W7 does go on to win the series, is Crew the side that we expected? Is Secret still the side that we expected to be here? Because we've never seen an explosion at the top here where they both crumbled at the same time. We've seen one pillar, not both at the same time.
I think this is the beauty of a double elimination bracket, though. You can see complete upsets and just wackiness across the board. We've seen it so much throughout this split, throughout the rest of RLCS, and now we're seeing it here in South America. But I do believe that Crew and Secret are still probably the top of this division, the top of this region. They've just had a bad last day. They've had a bad Sunday so far. Obviously, Crew winning, smacking around NIP in game number 1 of their upper bracket final, and then just losing 4 straight. Obviously, that 7.5-minute overtime to NIP, and then it was just, you felt it was chalk from there. But W7M, you got to give them credit where credit is due. They are taking it to the big boys right now, and having never won a series against either Team Secret or Crew, they've got one under their belt. Can they knock off the other Goliath of this region?
Double header. 2 beasts laid down. That's what W7M's looking to get that feat, and that's a decent setup.
Oh!
And what a save!
Right place, right time for the defense. And they'll be counting their lucky stars that that one is not an early goal for Crew. He takes this one slow in the midfield. He's got drops to beat. The rest of Crew are setting up their defense, and they'll get this clear away. I thought they might have boomed that, but Wisty with no boost delays it even further and lets W7M get the rotations through. Here comes Snipes from his own back end. And an early back and forth here as Crew, you felt like they might have scored at the opening stages there. But having been denied, is that going to weigh on their mental game as Royales gets one down but can't quite find his teammate?
Crew. We're seeing own goals throughout the RLCS streams this weekend, but my word, I think we might just see the king of all shockers if that went in.
Dangerous stuff from the Crew defense, to say the very least. I can see you're shaking your head there. Are you going to use your catchphrase? Are you going to call it what I think you're going to call it?
No.
Not quite.
We haven't got there. No, I've got a lot of respect for Crew, and I'll hold off here.
All right. I'll believe you for now. I'll take your word for it. We'll see how the rest of this progresses. As W7M are quite happy to play this back and forth game, and another save there from Snipes. Sets up Wisty on the clear. Towards the backboard, might get it past Brad, in fact. Sad he didn't get the shot off there. Was Wisty. You're shaking your head at that. I'll take the L on that one. Here's Royales looking for the top left corner, can't quite find it. Oh, and the defensive from Crew again, but W7M aggression once more, and it's putting a lot of pressure onto Crew.
Oh, what has been fabulous are those bits of attack there. I wasn't shaking my head at the puns. I'm just sort of sitting there thinking, are these social media managers posted the conversation of the puns in their green room chat? Oh, take 2 on this one again here, but potentially Crew might need to take a few seconds defensively here.
Right. They're getting met at the pass every single time. W7M. It's so wide in rotation and they're covering a lot of ground. Teamwork is exquisite from these lads. And again, another save. Don't know how many saves they're racked up to at this point, but it must be at least 5 or 6 as we tick towards the final 100 seconds. Still 0-0 here in game number 2 on Forbidden Temple. Wisty meets that one and tries to find Royales in the middle, but Snipes smartly doesn't rush in. Knew this ball was going to pop his way and waited for Crew to send it netbound, and he does eventually get the clear and save, but it's back into the hands of Crew. Drops over to Brad. Towards the backboard, just off the crossbar, but everyone's cleared out from Crew, and it's a long-range shot from Royales, and it finds its mark.
Just when you talked about the idea of passing, learn your opposition to have it, that is just perfection on delivery of how to do it. Moved it right across. I thought actually for half a second, Crafters, that was the wrong play. How wrong I would have been.
It's the wrong play from Crew. Felt the momentum was going their way. Oh, that could have been one back from Jaffinio. Brad towards the top left corner, and he paints it. A beautiful picture for Crew as they tie things up. And talk about passing plays, that one should have been cleared by the W7M defense, but it's straight back into Crew in a tie game.
Justified, probably. Deserves to be tied this game here. Neither really has got the edge over each other. Yes, momentum's a key attribute. The factors are there. Here's Trevino. His backline here, and Brad just beat up a little bit too early here. Close one this, but it's not close enough to go for oohs and ahs yet. I think Eurovision was about 2 weeks ago, Crafters.
I mean, Crew might be top of the league right now in Sam, but there's certainly no Queen of Kings. 35 seconds left now. Can W7M weather the storm here? Oh, 2 people missed from W7M. That was almost disastrous. Right at the end of regulation with 20-odd seconds left. And Crew pushing with everything they've got. They were held back for maybe about 2 or 3 minutes in game number 1, but they've been the aggressors here in game 2. Final 10. Wisty has a tap down, but it's only to Trevino. And Royales from his own end. What can he do? Carrying it through. Brad intercepts. Looks like this is going to OT, and we will go to extra time.
Crew's been in a long OT. We've been almost hardening on that point. It's just whether to be impactful or not here. They need to get at least 1 win on the board here to settle it down, and that's a vital block. But look at this. Look at that. Brad, control, compose, and more importantly, away from his own net.
That's what the Crew need to be here. Cool, calm, and collected. Staring in the face of danger, looking to go 2-0 down in the series. It would almost be disastrous as they've lost 4 games in a row, or excuse me, 5 games in a row now going back to the NIP series. They want to get one under their belt. That's so important. The momentum swing mentally as well would be a great asset if they could take this one here in OT. Obviously the series isn't over if they go down 2-0. It Snipes, oh, one man to beat. It drops, does get the save, but everyone else from Crew is cleared out of the defense. And that was almost it for W7M. It might still be, but the shot goes wide from Wisty.
In that situation, you have to fancy the striker. Crew was begging just for any type of shot to be fired at that distance. And you know what? That's why we're in this situation. And frankly, Crew could capitalise on it with the right counter-attack. And, well, that's not it.
Not quite there. And every 50-50 just seems to be going the way of W7M right now. Picking their battles and they're winning those. More importantly, communication there between Wisty and Royales gets called off, and as Royales takes that one, Wisty sets himself up for the return leg here. Snipes in the air. Can he snipe a goal out of this one? He gets it down to his teammate, and he scores! Minute 48 gone in OT, and W7M are 2-0 up in this vital lower bracket final.
You just sit there and you looked at that play there, and you know what? Crew got away with it early, and you just thought, you know what? Where's this composure? Where's that settling the game down? Yes, you want to capitalise on a mistake. Yes, you might sit there and look at it and you just go, right, what's next? There's no leadership here, Craftman. Where is that play happen? Yes, this region's known for being quick. Yes, it's known for being fast with the mechanics and playing loose here. But you just saw there, on the replay and before the OT goal itself, they were their own worst enemy in the second game.
That they were, and I'm watching for a timeout coming through, and I'm just not seeing it. Obviously, we were talking about the smartness of W7M saving their timeout until they were a 3-2 down. They'd only lost 1 game in a row. Secret had only had 1 game back off of them after being on match point, and they took that timeout to say, "All right, boys, let's just get this one and win it." No timeout from Crew. The meta is obviously, if you go down 2-0 in a best of 7, take your timeout, have a chat. But nothing of the sort. This is very, very Mina of Crew to do this.
I was wondering when that comparison was going to be first made on the broadcast. But again, you're right too. Mina doesn't seem to do timeouts. The occasional one or two where they're begging a team, sort of going, do you know what? Take it. The fact that we sat here and praised W7M the last series for that timeout, the fact they kill any momentum here, Crew has a chance here to set the tone. They have not done it in 2 games, and they might be conceding as early as a few seconds.
Oh, they're counting their lucky stars. They're not down 1-0. That was very, very close. Two chances that W7M had. Here comes Wisty. Maybe even gets it within the first minute. Royales gets the credit for it, but make no mistake, this is Wisty at his best.
My word. Sam, you are as chaotic but yet beautiful at the same time. Defensively, as much stability as wet spaghetti. Absolutely nothing solid about it. And do you know what? It's a
here he goes again.
field.
Oh my god! Wisty! Oh my goodness! The flip reset past one and gets it top left corner. You cannot get it any better than that.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Then who?
Oh, let's not go too
maybe a bit too early on the comparison, but
let's not insult Ireland's greatest player.
maybe so you're still claiming Zen as Irish, even though he has no Irish linked at all.
Excuse me, I've spoken to Boyan, who's the head of all the French players, told me that I can happily claim him for Ireland. So
okay, right, if you say so. That's major. And Crew's going to be up in some major copium right now. 3-0 down, and it's not even past a minute.
Crafters. Do you know it was the Premier League's final day today?
I am aware of that fact, yes.
Did you watch a certain Leeds crowd turning on their own players?
No, I was too busy watching the vroom vroom cars.
All right. Well, the chant that was going around by the fans is "You're not worthy to wear the shirt." I think Crew fans might be heading in the same way. This is not a performance worthy of the leaders at the moment.
W7M 3-0. I don't think many people gave them a chance in this bracket today. Well, they've had a puncher's chance. One series under their belt, and they might be 8.5 minutes away from claiming yet another one. Although Crew do get that one back after a sloppy defense, and I think at this point W7M, they just need to talk between themselves. They can't let themselves have any silly mistakes. Yes, you've had 3 goals in the first minute, but you have to defend for your life now. You cannot let Crew back into this one. Kick them while they are down. That's a poor pass. That's such a poor pass. Sorry, Danny. I know that was your turn to talk, but that was such a scrappy pass, and Crew almost paid the price.
Do you know, Crafters, welcome to the dark side. Welcome to it. The word that you are looking for is diabolical. Join me in the use of it, Crafters, because you know what? Throwing it into the middle, it reminds me of old Marky Duda when he was on Excel, when the rival series was a thing. That was a horrible play back in the day. If you're a true OG, you know exactly the play I'm talking about. The bump into the clearance, very rare foolish. Do you know what? Crafters, this is just madness, this lower final right now.
Oh, it is. This is why we love South America. They can just throw curveball after curveball. And W7M are going to be written into the lexicon of all the Rocket League fans around the world. Obviously, we were going through their record earlier, never made it past a top 4. Now they're guaranteed at least 3rd. Maybe even into the top 2 if they make this grand final. Still plenty of time left in this one though. Brad trying to work out of his own hand. It will just be intercepted by W7M. And this is yet another open net. And Crew, what are you doing? Where is the defense? Can I use it? I know you said I can use it. That is diabolical.
There's no reason for it. In those situations, yes, you roll the dice, yes, you're down a few goals. But when you've just conceded that way, you concede another one, you just look at it and you're sort of going, what's the point? These players right now is going to feel so deflated, Crafters. Crew's going to sit there and, you know what, we'll make use of the timeout. Or they get to the point here, they might
Should
not
have
do
used
it.
the timeout. They should have used it already. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know why Crew didn't take that timeout, because at that point, when you're 2-0 down in this series, you've just lost 6 games in a row, 4 to NIP and now 2 to W7M. You're about to lose another. You might even get Braziled. You might get Braziled here in game number 3. It's 6-1. If timeout doesn't come through from Crew, I have absolutely no clue what they're doing. I think they've just conceded the series at that point. But this is what, like, yes, we're ragging on Crew a lot, but they should be winning this. But W7M, they're having an absolute joy. They're having a field day here on DFH Stadium against Crew. Here comes Drops, maybe even to get one back, but it's nowhere, and the defense is just running away with this one. And another pinch downfield. Oh my god, it was almost the Brazil.
It was almost. But we might just see a disruptor. There at last, we see the resemblance of what the Crew DNA can provide and produce. The problem is we haven't got much of it in the show.
6-2. I think that too is somewhat of a consolation prize right now here in Game 3 for Crew. Unless madness was to ensue in the next 60 seconds, but I don't think it will happen. W7M on the precipice of their first grand final of this season. A couple of top 4s, as I said, a top 6 and a top 8. That has been the story of their not full season of RLCS. They didn't play in fall, they played in winter. And now here they are in the spring. And like we said, Danny, these guys could be the disruptors, and oh my goodness, they are causing a ruckus right now. If they were to get to this grand final, the spring points going into the spring invitational, no matter how it shapes out in the grand final, no matter where it's W7M or NIP who take it, tonight, a couple of weeks' time in the spring invitational, it is all up for grabs for Boston.
It's certainly so, and Ninja and Pajamas were knocked out by Exage, who was at one point, and I know Relic might mention this, I'll save him having this debate with the viewers at home on this one. But that was a side that we were talking about maybe being what W7M is trying to achieve right now. The fact that we're so shell-shocked by what they're producing here, but part of that factor is what Crew isn't doing. And you know what here? And by the looks of it, I think I'll let you have the honours on this news.
Yeah, finally Crew do use their timeout. I mean, if you don't use it now, when are you going to use it? When you're 4-0 down? No, you've lost the series. That's a timeout, a 2-week timeout for Crew.
Are we bringing best of 9s back?
Oh, don't, please, no. Best of 9s were fine back in the RLC Pro days, but here in RLCS, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we always talk about, you've got to win the games that are in front of you, and you can never take any opponent lightly. Like, W7M are top 4 for a reason. They're in the RLCS for a reason. Crew are top of the league for a reason. Win the games that are in front of you. That is simple as that. Can't take any opponent lightly. You've got to play your game. And for me, Crew are just, they've gone to sleep already.
It's one of the few times when I'm listening here, and I hope you don't mind me saying, Crafters, you're actually more annoyed than I am.
It's fun. It's really weird. Usually, you're the misery guts on this casting duo. I'm usually the beacon of positivity, but I think I'm just dragged in by your wormhole here, wormhole of misery.
Well, shall we travel down further into the despair that is the potential of that potential? Now, this is a potential, a tiebreaker scenario, Sam, that could be more than one match. Because if all the points, the way things could fall together here, Crew could be throwing away a potential golden ticket to Boston. And my word, that is going to be a horrible scenario. But again, that's a conversation to the point where I don't think even Crew wants to get involved in.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one hand on the plane ticket to head to Boston, Massachusetts for the spring major to represent your region, your country of Brazil. Now starting to maybe slip away, at least here in the Spring Cup. W7M, they have the golden ticket right now to punch their ticket to the grand final for the first time in their RLCS run here this season. Everything resets back to zero. The timeout is finished. No more for Crew. Do you know what? If Crew win this game here, win this game 4, could you see W7M using their timeout straight away in the same way that they did against Team Secret?
Joe, there's a bit of me who said I would like them to do it, but I would like them to hold it off to about game 5, game 6. A little bit later into it just to kill it off completely, because there's no point of giving them a timeout if they get 1 back. 2, that's the ideal time for me here, but again, it's a shame Psycho's not on today's broadcast. I would love to get his opinion as the sound coach.
Our resident coach in Psycho. Wish him all the best in his coaching endeavors. Use a little bit of a coach's experience in the booth here, knowing when not to use your timeouts. Obviously, still very new in the scene of Rocket League in the RLCS. I'm still trying to figure out how to utilize them to the best effect. I've said it once, I'll say it again. That is the best use of a timeout I've ever seen. What W7M did against Secret in the last series. Well, fortunate spawn there for Royales. Crew were coming around the corner, and Royales just popped out of thin air after the demo. Got the ball back for his own team.
Yeah, it's absolutely fabulous, and I think also maybe worthwhile mentioning as well, the W7M's manager, or at least coach temporarily, as far as we're aware, it's being Tander, the former pro player who's been on the big stages before, so he knows what it's like at pressure. We talk about that transition being such a key thing. Marky Judah, mentioned him once, mentioned him twice. Fierce world champion. Now over in APAC, making a massive difference over there. There's a few others we can talk about, Fireburn, etc., onwards. That's why it's such a key to have these big players, big personalities transitioning into these roles.
And having that veteran experience in your ear between every game is invaluable. It's not working to its full effect right now for Crew. Here comes Wisty. Oh, almost goes coast to coast, but can't quite finish his meal. Top left corner, Royales will sink it, and W7M go 1-0 up with just 2 minutes and 17 seconds left.
Brad just threw himself at the mercy there, and it's a shame we don't have own goal counts. Crew, who has sat here and has built himself this incredible sort of defensive sort of armour for what they've done in this region, and absolutely thrown it away here to the point where I'm just sitting here. Ooh. Are they going to the major? Because 40 points is nowhere near guaranteed.
We've still got 2 minutes left in this one, and Crew are battling. Aggressing, but now they've left their net open, and we've seen that come to bite them already this series. What can W7M do? Can they take advantage of a crestfallen Crew? Drops will not want this to go by the wayside. They do not want to get swept here in this lower bracket final with, you know, as we said, one foot in Boston already, and that could be slipping away from them. Depends how tonight goes, depends how a couple weeks goes in the Spring Invitational. We'll have that for you right here on the Rocket RB, so hit that follow button. A minute 15 left. It seems like it's all W7M. Crew are getting their licks in, but it might be too little too late. Still only a 1-goal deficit, however.
Still chasing it down here. There's drops. Brad rotating at least for the demo.
Oh,
just pulled the trigger too early, and now they have to retreat back here just to reset the play effectively. So
Drops. Oh, got it to his teammate, but snips. What a save from him. 40 seconds left. Crew have to push with everything they have to get one on the board and at least force overtime here in game number 4 and avoid a disastrous sweep against the last 30 seconds. A big demo onto Snipes, and Brad equalizes.
the regional leaders have scrapped off the plates when there has been almost nothing but breadcrumbs. Have they led themselves through the trapdoor or a grand final? That's one goal to at least maybe answer the question. The problem is, do they have time for seconds?
That's step number 1 for Crew. This could be step 2. From drops the ground pinch, doesn't find Mark. It just finds Royales. And even with 0 boost, he carries it down the other end of the field. And Snipes finds an opening. And with 13 seconds left, might have put his team into the grand final.
Fabulous by W7M. Put it in, they work the effort, and you know what, the pressure too. Decision making such a key part of this one here. My word. My word.
It's not over yet. Crew still have a chance, and that one was by the wayside. Still into the middle. W7M have to clear this one away. Royals will wait in net with 27 boost. The shots are going to come thick and fast, and Drops can't get it. The defense holds. W7M have swept Crew and punched their ticket to the grand final.
Fabulous by the side that barely even seen what the top table can offer. A 4-0 sweep against the regional leaders.
Wow. What a credit. What a match. What an absolute hero-making series for W7M. A lot of people know the guys on Crew. A lot of people know the guys on Secret. Everyone's going to know the names of these guys on W7M now. What a run it has been from them, having never won a series against either Secret or Crew. They take them both out in the lower bracket, and now they have to face NIP in the grand final. It's a sensational run, but you've got to say, Crew should have at least had one game out of that. As leaders in the region, winners of the last regional, that is just poor here from Crew to finish third in that fashion as well.
It's
They lost 8 games in a row, Danny. 8 in a row. They lost. They won 1 against NIP, game 1. They lost. Then went on to lose the next 4, and now they've just been swept by W7M. Your thoughts, Danny?
Crafters, are you okay?
I'm okay, Danny. Danny, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I want to hear your opinion. Look, just sum that up. Like, the regional leaders, the guys who won the last regional, are just been eliminated from this by losing 8 straight games.
Crafters, there is nothing you can say there to put a positive spin on it. I'm glad I'm no longer a coach. I'm glad I'm not their coach right now, because the talking to they would be getting would not be suitable for anybody. That was a poor performance. There is no justification for it. And the only thing they could do to apologize to everybody else, to the fans, to themselves, to the ones that were sitting there hoping for them to knock W7 down for their own chances, is to come out perform for the Invitational. That is not what you expect whatsoever. But you have to give W7M. They didn't play poor. They had put the challenge up, and you know what? You have to beat us. You talk about double elimination. This is exactly what you have to do. And they did it.
They played so fluidly. They played so well together. Their team chemistry was beyond anything that I would have ever expected from them. And now they have to go against Astromic, Benz, and Mota from NIP. Oh, what a grand final this is going to be. It'll be Relic and Boyle Royal to take you through it after the break. So don't go anywhere. The finals of the Spring Cup for South America are coming up after this.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to the Rocket League Championship Series, the Sam Spring Cup. Good Lord.
Wow.
Good Lord. What a story we have for you today. If you're just joining, hey, Ninjas in Pajamas, they made it to the grand finals. Fantastic. Boyo Royo, you're joining myself, Relic. W7M, not just with their best performance in regards to third overall, they made it all the way to the grand final.
All the way to the grand finals in incredible fashion. Their best ever result before this was a 4-4 finish back in the winter. Now here, guaranteed at the very worst second place. This team has had an incredible run through that lower bracket, taking down Era, taking down Secret, taking down Crew, 3 of the 4 biggest teams in South America, and now it is just Nip left to beat.
It's a run, 5 games undefeated now, going through Team Secret and Crew. 2 of what I would have considered the top 3 going in today. Now, knock knock. That's the sound of teams that have tried to get in on the action. We've seen Exceed have a go. Their form has tailed off. We've seen Error have a go. Yeah, kind of here, kind of there. They blow hot, they blow cold. We've had a look at Crew successfully joining the party, making it a top 3.
Yep.
It's now W7M's turn. And talking of the points rankings, what a scenario we have if... And it's a big if W7M pulls up the ultimate upset. They bracket reset. They manage to win the regional. It means that W7M, as it stands, would be heading to Boston.
Even if they get second place, worst case scenario for W7M, they are still going to be only 6 points behind second place.
Yeah.
This is an incredible run from them at the moment. The provisional points, of course, will come in later on, but NIP and W7M both having a boost there on that points total, guaranteed at least 20 from this event. We had Crew 16 already secured, Secret going to get 13, so it leaves things very interesting here for a team like Secret, who are currently tied of NIP. NIP win this event, they're going to 37 points, Crew are going to be behind at 33, W7M at 31. Last regional, the Invitational, is anyone's game. It could just be the winner makes a major.
It really could, considering that Crew dropped out as third, especially for a team like Ninjas in Pajamas. I mean, this is as clear-cut an opportunity to rubber stamp your credentials as you can get. W7M, they're just happy to be here. Let's have a shout out, by the way, for Wisty, the goal of the tournament by a country mile in that last series. But everyone is popping off at the right time. I just desperately hope, Boyo, that they haven't completely expelled all of their ideas across